Hi everybody and welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to be finally doing my 1 year Q&A for Zelda Amino. Now for the one person who might be watching this that doesn't know what I'm talking about, basically it's just especially on Zelda Amino, I've seen it. I'm sure they do it on other aminos too. It just probably depends. But on Zelda Amino, I'd seen quite a few people in the past that do Q&As, and I always thought it seemed really fun. And I see some people do them for a certain amount of followers, or just basically certain milestones. And I wanted to do mine for my 1 year of being on the site, and so first off, I just want to apologize for being, pretty late on this. I'm a good couple weeks late at this point. Um, Basically, the reason for that was just because I filmed the original one, on time pretty much. And I kept going to, edit it, and I just didn't like it that much. Because in the original one, I was showing my face and stuff, and it's just I don't have that much of a problem showing, with how I look or anything like that. It's just I overall just didn't like it, and I didn't feel like I looked like I was having that fun in it and stuff, and I didn't want to put that out and stuff. I don't know. Oh my god. Sorry, my voice is like my throat is being bleh. But anyway, but yeah, I just didn't like it that much, and I was just like, I'm just gonna redo it and do a just doing a more normal video without me, because it's just I don't have any good place really to film videos like that. Hopefully sometime in the future when I have a house and stuff, maybe I could have a little setup where I have a little backdrop and it actually looks decent, but I just don't have any good place, and I just didn't there was several reasons, but I just didn't like how it looked. So with that silly explanation out of the way, or excuse I guess I should say, um so we're gonna go ahead and check some of the questions out. Obviously I've got Amino open on desktop. Um, and it's great because me and Thorn and Paper are in the middle of doing this wonderful flex tape match. So I'm glad that this is going to get immortalized on the channel. That time I was named both that got sawed in half, so that's cool. That's the perks of maybe being late, is we get to have this glorious match immortalized. Okay, so I got a good amount of questions. And it was nice because you guys did a good job of not doing repeats or anything like that. So, which I wasn't that worried about that, but overall I got a nice amount. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. After the 7-minute intro, we're gonna jump right into it. So first off, we've got from Bugaboo Nerd. Why is Nintendo better than Sony? Happy anniversary, Justine. Well, first off, thank you, Bug. So this is partially a joke because on my PSN profile, my tagline for ever since I got a PS3 years ago has just been Nintendo is better than Sony, and we joked about it and stuff, but I'll treat this as a real question. I'm not much of it's pretty much a joke. Because to me, Nintendo, I enjoy more, and there's just more I grew up with how a lot of people probably are. I grew up with a Nintendo, and I had some PlayStations. I had a PlayStation 1 growing up, but I didn't have that much for it. Probably the best thing I had on it was the Spider-Man game that a lot of people like. But I had some affiliation with Sony as a kid. Probably the least affiliation I have is with Microsoft. I have an Xbox 360 now because of my husband, but there's just not that many exclusives I like on Xbox. But overall, I'm not a big console war person. I have some of my favorites on others, but Nintendo's just always the one that I go back to, or that has my favorite series on it. Okay, so I'm sorry if I botched your name. I don't know why. Whenever I see your name, I always think of just Hyde, but like I feel like that might be. I feel like that's wrong, but that's just like whatever I see when I see your name. So Hyde says, "Happy anniversary." One, if you had to fight a Ganon or Ganondorf in hand-to-hand combat over the fate of the world, which Ganon or Ganondorf would you choose and why? Okay, so since I know my own strength pretty well, if we're talking about me, like just me as I am, like I know I don't stand a chance against any of the Ganons or Ganondorfs. So if I just had to pick like my favorite Ganon that I'd want to fight, it'd probably be uh, a tie between Ocarina of Time and Hyrule Warriors, just because those are like my favorites in matters of looks. And I mean, if I'm gonna get manhandled by a Ganondorf, it might as well be like one of the more attractive ones. So yeah, that's the logic I'm gonna go with for that question. If you know, I was more like Link, and you know maybe I actually had the power to face him, and I maybe had like some kind of combat training, I probably would still go with Ocarina. I would go with Ocarina Ganon just because I really like him. Probably Twilight Princess Ganon would be next because I love the sword fight with him, like in the final phase. Like I love doing that, so that'd probably be cool. Um, and then the second question is, okay, let's get a normal question here. Who is your favorite Zelda character? Um, so that's actually a pretty easy one to answer because I've thought about that more as of this past year. Um, I love that just now I'm getting a bunch of crap in my throat. I don't know why. Like I wasn't like this until now, so how convenient. But if I keep like clearing my throat, I'm sorry. Um, so basically, a favorite character of mine forever has been Ralph from Oracle of Ages, and I've loved the game for a really long time, and I just really like enjoyed him, both him and Nehru in Oracle of Ages, even if like there wasn't tons and tons of dialogue. I don't know. I'd say Oracle, like like that series has a decent amount of story, but I like his story a lot, and I like obviously the manga like kind of helped me like him even more, even if those aren't technically canon. I still really like his appearance and like things about him in the manga too. And my top favorite character, I'd have to say, is Midna, and like I've always liked Midna, but she's really become my favorite, like really my favorite character of the past few years, especially after I replayed Twilight Princess just like this past year. It kind of sank in that she was like one of my or like pretty much my top favorite, next to like I'm not really counting like Zelda or Link because I think it's kind of inevitable to like them, but at least in my eyes it is. But what I really like about Midna is I like her character a lot, and I love that she goes through like a change, and she goes through development and stuff, but she still keeps, her personality and stuff. Because I really do like, I know some people don't like the sass, like, but I really like her for that. I don't know, I just think she's a fun character, and I really like her because I really like her by the end of the game and stuff like that. But like her in her imp form, it like even towards the beginning of the game, she never really annoyed me. But like, I remember when I first played, I thought I wasn't sure how to feel about her. But then like, and as it went on, you got to trust her more and everything, and you started to see like why she was the way she was and all that. But yeah, I just really like her. So thank you for those good questions. Um, so next we have RPG Gamer, and they asked me, what is your favorite series besides Zelda? If this is a bad question, let me know. Well, it's not. It's not a bad question. Um, uh, I guess because I mean, obviously, Layton is a very, very high one. Probably the top ones besides Zelda would be Mario, Pokemon, and Layton. Those are just the series of like Mario and like me with Mario and Pokemon go way, way back. Uh, I've probably like played them. I've definitely played Mario for as long as I've played Zelda. Um, because I started out playing on the Super Nintendo, and I had A Link to the Past and Mario All Stars, and those were basically the first like games I have any sort of like memories about. And Pokemon came a bit later, but it is something that has stayed with me since a young age as well, and I love like all of the Pokemon generations and stuff. So yeah, for that question, I'd say Mario, Pokemon, and Layton. Well, fun fact, Layton. I've liked Layton for about almost 10 years now. We're getting close on almost 10. So Layton hasn't been with me as long as like Mario and Pokemon, but like obviously it's became cemented as like uh of something very close to me, obviously. Um, okay, so next we have from Legend, and she says, "Huge congratulations, Layton's gal. This is a huge achievement. So first, what interests you about ZA or Zelda Amino? Sorry. Um, so fun fact is like I first found Amino back a couple years ago. Actually, I first joined Anime Amino, and it just like didn't click with me that much. It like didn't like I thought the app was okay, but I deleted it and I didn't really use it. And randomly, someone in my real life, like it wasn't even a good friend either. It was someone at my job, um, that told me about or like asked if I used Zelda Amino, and I was like, oh no, but I've heard of it. I've heard of Amino, and I don't know why, but I decided to check it out, and ever since then, I just realized that all doesn't really have to do with the question, but it's gonna link to it, okay? But but basically, I guess what drew me in, that's what I'm trying to say, is what drew me into Zelda Amino that like got me actually into Amino was um just the posts, if that makes sense. Because what I like about Amino is I like that it's more on topic, and I like that it's more focused to one subject rather than being just a hodgepodge of random things. I like that you can sort of select what content you want based on what amino you go into. But about like Zelda Amino specifically, the people here has been. I know that's maybe like a standard thing to say or like something, but that's just really how I feel. Like I'm on other aminos, but I do not talk to people like how I do here. There's something about that I've just like clicked with a lot of people here, and I feel very at home in Zelda Amino compared to other ones. Um, Not that other ones I'm on aren't nice or anything, or that I've taught, but it's just. So yeah, I'd probably say a lot of the content I really like on Zelda Amino that people do, and um, I also just like the people a lot too. And I like the groups we have here as well. So there's quite a few things I like. Because I'm not really in any groups on any other aminos either. So, um, well, actually, that's a lie. There's like, but in matters of like how much I do, Zelda Amino is definitely the one I'm most active on. Um, sorry if that answer was all over the place. I guess that one, I don't know. I just had some things I thought to say for that. Um, the second question she asked is, what do you love the most about Zelda? Well, first, I guess I would say the dungeons. I really like how the dungeons work in most Zelda games, and like the different mechanics and how each dungeon will be. I mean, I know that's not like that original of a game thing to have like themed areas and stuff, but I just really like how they are, and like how Zelda does them and everything. Especially like in Ocarina of Time, I think it's a good example. I love the themes and stuff in the dungeons. Um, so probably first I'd say um, dungeons, and then second would be characters. I see a lot of people say that they love the stories in Zelda games, and like, not that I think the stories are bad, but I often feel like the characters are way more interesting than the stories themselves. Um, like, honestly, I feel like with Zelda, like, they could do stories that are more complex and more simple, and I'll still enjoy them because I generally like the characters and like the designs and stuff. So, I guess I'd say like dungeons and characters are like probably the top two things that I like about Zelda. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink real quick. I have no idea like We haven't even been doing anything for that long, and my voice is, like, already dying. Okay. So Cam asked me, or I keep saying that. First, congratulations on the milestone, Justine. I just realized my 2-year is tomorrow, so yay me. Congrats on that, by the way. I know when I said it there, so I'm not that late. I'm not late, but here I'm late to say it, but congrats on that again. Okay, so Cam has 2 questions for me as well. If you had to pick your favorite non-Nintendo franchise, what would it be? That's pretty easy question, or pretty easy too. Uh, a series that's really stuck with me is Sly Cooper. I really like that trilogy, and yes, I said trilogy because I don't acknowledge the existence of the 4th game. But I really like Sly Cooper, and I guess second, I've really gotten into Crash. I haven't played them all yet, but I've liked Crash. I like Crash so far, and I'm really getting into Metal Gear. Um, yeah, so those would probably be. And I have outside of series, there's a game for PS1 that I really love called Heart of Darkness. There's only one of them. It's not a series, but I love that game a lot. Second question is, what was the best thing about your first year on Zelda Amino? And honestly, that really is a tough one because, I mean, I guess I could say, like, that kind of relates to the question Legend asked about what interests me about Zelda Amino. And I guess I'd say, honestly, my favorite thing about this past year has been the people. I also, I also am proud of myself for some of the stuff for some of the posts I've done, because I feel like I've really improved with art and writing a lot. Like, I feel like the improvements I've made since I first came here and first started posting has been really good throughout the year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much I can advance this next year. So yeah, definitely the people and the friends I've made, and just the help that I've gotten from, like, the community, and, like, um, being encouraged to do more art and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, so that's it. That's it for, Cam. So next, we have these. Oh, no, no, I'm good. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to look at Leek's profile. Now we have to scroll back down. Apologies. Okay. Leek asks several times, "Do I love Layton?" And I think he knows the answer to this. He can feign ignorance all he wants, but he definitely knows. And I don't really have to say it, but obviously the answer is, like, yes. So, thank you for that, Leek. Oh my god, I just, I cannot clear my throat, like, what the heck. Um, okay, so Laven asks, which character smells bad? This counts as 2 questions because both Zelda and in general. I guess for Zelda, like, I don't know, I feel like this is stereotypical to say, but, like, I don't know why my mind just instantly goes to Tingle. I don't know, like, especially, like, maybe in Wind Waker when he's sitting in jail for who knows how long. I don't think he'd smell too good after that. And in general, probably just like Wario or something. I mean, Wario or Waluigi, like, I can imagine they probably don't smell that good, but I love them regardless, like, smells and all. Um, okay, next, Lil asked, well, first she said, "Ooh, congrats, thank you." And she has 2 questions as well. The first one is, if you could make a monster mask, the ones you get from Kilton in Breath of the Wild, for another enemy, what would it be? Um, I'm pretty sure in Breath of the Wild, the only one I managed to, like, that I cared to get was, I know I did one of them. I think I just got the Bobolkin. So I don't remember off the top of my head all of them, but I know I'm like, there's no way that there's a Wolfos one. Like, I don't know why that's just, like, the top one. Like, it would be interesting to see, like, I don't know. I think that'd be like that kind of like Wolfos would be interesting because it would kind of just be like a furry head. Like I'm imagining like that or like how the Great Fairy Mask is from Majora's Mask. Like how her hair like flows behind you. Like I'm thinking of that, but like with like Wolfos fur. That'd be interesting. And I think that'd be the top one I'd go with. I was thinking Keese for some reason, but I don't even know how that would look. Like I don't even know what that would be like. Um, it'd be funny if like there was like a wall master one or something, just have like a head that's a hand. Like like I don't know. That's probably the most interesting things I could come up with. Okay, her second question is Tingle or Groose. Now, I feel like this is I know those are two characters that are like commonly like memed the heck out of, but like I feel like that's kind of an unfair question just because I'd have to pick Groose just because Groose, is definitely more of like like he's not that Tingle's not a character, but like Groose definitely has more reasons to like him, and he goes through a change and stuff like that, and I definitely like Groose as a character a lot, and like I don't hate Tingle or anything, but if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely pick Groose just because I really like him in Skyward Sword. So definitely going with Groose. Okay, so next we've got from Beans, and he gave me a nice little thing here we're gonna read. OML Grandpappy, I've known you for quite a few months now. Mega congrats, and I hope to see you still here for a while. Remember when we first met? Curator training flashbacks. Anyway, question time. So thank you for that, Beans. Okay, if you had to choose your favorite grandson, who would it be? Totally fair question. Well, obviously, the correct answer is Brett. I mean Beans. Sorry, I get the B words confused sometimes. It's definitely Beans, definitely you. And for the second question, if you had a chance to become a curator again anytime soon, would you? Okay, so more of a Amino centric question. Um, Honestly, I've been really I've really been thinking about it because um like it's kind of half and half because the reason why I stepped down was totally because I wanted to put more time into personal projects and stuff, and it was just like between doing personal projects and work and stuff, it was just hard to like feel like I was responding to problems quick enough. But definitely if I get the chance and I feel like I would, because if I apply again, I definitely want to be sure that I will do it for a while. Um or as long as I possibly can. I don't want to do it and then something happen and then me step down immediately again. But definitely yes to that question. It just depends. Like I don't have an answer right now, but I definitely would want to again sometime. It just depends cuz I'm almost done with my first game, but I'm already wanting to move on to making another one after, so I don't know. Um but it just depends like maybe I'll change my mind and I will be more on board with doing that and all my other stuff at the same time. But we'll see how I feel in the coming months and stuff. Um, so next, Flex Tape, aka Thorn, asked, "Why are you such an amazing, sweet, and friendly person?" Well, honestly, I don't know, but thank you for the question, or thank you for the compliment disguised as a question, Thorn. Um, why do you love Papyrus so much? So I'm gonna take this as like a serious question. Um, since it's not like Zelda related, I won't elaborate on it too much. But basically, I I just like I love Papyrus's like personality and just he quickly became like one of my all-time favorite characters, and I love his design too. Like I think he's really cute. Um, but yeah, and I know this is like a dumb thing to say, and I know like a lot of times like when people really like a character they're like, oh, that's like so me, but like like I don't say this that much, but I really like see similarities between me, like between myself, oh my god, between myself and Papyrus. So I really relate to him, in many ways, so that's probably a reason too. Again, I know I'm talking about relating to like a skeleton, but really I just I sync with him very much. The final question from her is Breath of the Wild Zelda thick? And I think we all know the answer. The answer is no. The answer is no. Moving on. Okay. We're getting close. We're almost done here, guys. Okay, so so Two-Face DK says, first of all, congrats on the 1 year anniversary. And now for the questions. Throughout the past year you've been here, what post, blog, whatever did you enjoy working on the most? It's actually kind of a hard one, because I'm sure there's a lot of posts I could think of that I'm like, ooh, yeah, I really liked that one. Probably from, like, one that's on the top of my head was I really liked doing the video on, A Link to the Past glitch. Even though, like, my posts for videos don't get that many likes because, you know, it's obviously easier to just like a piece of art than it is to watch a whole video. But I really liked working on that video. I think, one of my favorite art posts from recently was the one I did of A Link Between Worlds Zelda. It was a few months ago, and I really liked it just because it was, like, my first post doing my, like, new improved art style, and it was a post that did pretty good, and I liked doing it a lot. So I guess that'd be it for that. I'm sure there's some I'm not thinking of, but off the top of my head without me looking through, that's what I can think of. Does Bruno Mars is gay? Well, I like Bruno Mars, and if he is, that's okay. I don't know. Maybe with a question mark. I'm not sure. I don't have the answer to that one. Once again, congrats, and hope to see you continue your good work in the future. Well, thank you for that. All right. The $1 million, or Tracy says the $1 million question. What is your favorite thing to eat? Okay, so I really like desserts a lot, and my main favorite dessert is I like bar things like brownies, like lemon bars, stuff like that. I really like dense sweets. But like there's a lot of like desserts I like. There's like probably honestly my least favorite dessert's probably just cake. I'm very picky with cake. It has to be like really moist. I don't like if cake is dry, I just can't stand it. But in matters of like actual food that's like a meal, I am obsessed with pasta. And no, that's not like a Papyrus thing. I genuinely like pasta is some of my favorite I've there's not really any type of pasta I've had that I disliked. So next, Darky asks, how did you discover The Legend of Zelda? Well, this is a pretty easy one. I'm pretty much like a lot of other people where I've just known Zelda since I was since I can remember, because when I was born my family had a Super Nintendo and A Link to the Past on it, and I don't remember exactly what age I started playing it, but like I basically just found Zelda through playing A Link to the Past because my family had it, and then it just kind of like stuck with me and I got into it on my own. So yeah, that's basically that. If you could be any Zelda character, which one and why? That's kind of a hard one, because I feel like there's a lot of characters I could easily just be like, oh yeah, I'd love to be them, but honestly, I don't know why, but like, I would love to be Rudo. Well, I mean, I know why, I'm gonna say why, but like, that is like my first thought. I would love to be Rudo because I would love to be Princess of the Zoras, and, like, Mifa's cool too, but I don't know, just something about, like, Rudo's really classic for me. And I like her sassiness, like, kind of like Minda. And I like, her when you encounter her in the water temple and stuff. So I don't know why, but, like, yeah, like, that's what I'd go with. So I'd say I'd want to be Rudo, because I just have an obsession with wanting to live amongst the Zoras, and I do like Rudo. And overall, I really like the Zora's Domain in Ocarina of Time, so... And happy anniversary, by the way. Thank you. Okay, so final questions from Rye. How does it feel to have joined Zelda Amino right around Christmas? Well, I don't have that many feelings about it, but it's funny because I do remember noticing all of the like Christmas themed profile pictures, and that was just kind of how I learned like about like how profile pictures are like a religion on Amino. Like if like because like before I'd been on any other site, I hadn't seen like a site where consistently so many people are doing like profile pictures very edited like similarly and like actually editing profile pictures. I'd never really seen that. I don't, maybe that sounds dumb, but like I just took notice of that when I noticed how many people were doing like these really elaborate looking like Christmas like themed profile pictures and gifs and stuff, and I was just like, "Oh, cool." And that was kind of how I got into editing too, like at editing my own profile pictures after I noticed that. Um uh which Zelda character do you think would have the raddest snacks? I don't know. I came up with that question in like 5 seconds, and it sounded great to ask. So, um, I I keep going back to Tingle for things. I feel like Tingle would have like jelly beans in his pocket as all at all times, not in like a creepy like giving candy to children like way. I don't know. Like I just imagine him like having candy on him as all at all times. So maybe I guess I'd say Tingle. I'm not sure on like who else I'd say. I could imagine like I don't know, like when I think of Zelda, I don't think of like food associated with many like Zelda characters, so that's kind of hard. Like I can imagine like some Goron having rocks on them at all times to eat, but that like I don't know, something like that. Um well, that seems to be the end to the wonderful, beautiful Q&A. I just want to say that rhymed. I just want to say thank you to everyone who commented, and it was, nice to have, a decent amount that we could, make a pretty good video out of. Um, but yeah, I just want to thank everyone for this past year for being really nice to me, and honestly, like, it's funny because I'm a pretty, I'm a pretty big extrovert in real life, but I don't know why I always. It's funny because it's more of the opposite that people tend to be. If you're an introvert, you're more introverted in real life, and then online you're more extroverted. But I've kind of always been the opposite way. I never knew how to talk to people online, but it seems like this past year, like being on Zelda Amino has really helped me to talk to people more. And it's just really neat. Like even if there's there's people on here I don't even talk to that much, but I know them and we get along, and it's just neat that there's so many people that are nice to me and that I can talk to, and I just want to say thanks for putting up with me and all of my cringy dumbness for the past year, and I hope that this next year of 2019 is just as radical, and I think that's about all I've got to say for this. So, and thank you for being patient while I get this done. So, and also thank you for enduring me like making weird throat noises and stuff throughout this video. I apologize for that. So, well guys, this will about do it for this video. I'll probably I have a fun idea for a video coming up, so look forward to that. And I'm going to try to continue the Oracle of Ages playthrough that everyone's probably forgotten about at this point, because I know I definitely forgot about it. But I probably will be trying to continue that soon. So yeah, for like the 20th time, thank you everybody, and I will see you next video.